You look at the Buffalo Sabres. I remember when they hired Ralph Krueger and reading the press release and thinking a chairman of the Premier League is now going to come in and be a head coach in the National Hockey League. Like, how does that even work? And then getting the opportunity to meet him at the NHL draft this year in Vancouver and chatting with him for a conversation on our broadcast I was so impressed. He seemed like he had what it was going to take to get a team to where they need to be, which is exactly what he's doing right now with this Buffalo Sabres team, who we've seen dip a little bit, but they're in a playoff position right now, Jonesy. What's he doing that's so great?
It shows you how creative he is, because he started in hockey when we knew him with the Edmonton Oilers, and then Sharpie was involved with the Olympic team, the Canadian Olympic team that you were involved with. So he had been obviously introduced to the world of hockey. The fact that he left and went over to the Premier League was shocking and remarkable at the same time. So he's obviously taken whatever he picked up over there and continued to develop his coaching style. And now he's taken on a Sabres team that had been floundering for the last decade. And the challenge was to bring everyone together on that Sabres roster and make them play up to their potential. It's a much deeper team than it's ever been before, in fairness to some of the coaches that were there previously. There's no doubt that he has more weapons to play with, and he has a much more mature captain in Jack Eichel, which obviously is a great thing. He's an elite player that's playing at an elite level right now. But he's had to bring a lot of different guys together. When you have depth, you have options, but you also have decisions. And I think Ralph Krueger's done a really good job of putting people in the right places in that Sabres lineup.
It sounds to me as if he's a great communicator to his players in Buffalo. At least he was in 2014 in Sochi. He was an advisor. He was on the coaching staff in the Olympic Games, and his kind of role on that team was to scout the opponent, give us an update on some of these players that play for Norway or Austria. And you might say, well, yeah, there's not a whole lot of Norwegians and Austrians playing in the National Hockey League today, but Ralph Krueger spent a ton of time in Europe learning the European player, personalities. And I feel like he's bringing that to the Buffalo Sabres, and he's dealing with all different kinds of players, communicating in a good way. I don't think Buffalo's as good as they were in October, and I don't think they're as bad as they were in November. They're probably somewhere in between. And the fact that Jack Eichel, the team's franchise player, is playing at a high level that he has been all season long is good news for Ralph Krueger. I like the way he's coaching that team, and I think they're going to be in the fight all year long.
Yeah. Do we think they're going to be in the playoffs?
Tough division.
Yeah, no doubt.
And Toronto's starting to get their game going, so it becomes that much more difficult. Florida under Joel Quenneville is a very good team and a much improved team, and the Bruins have been the best team in that division from the drop of the hat. So it's a big-time challenge within that division, but Buffalo is capable of getting there this year, and I think they're going to be right in it to the last minute.
Well, teams are left for dead. Weeks ago, all of a sudden, a team like the Minnesota Wild rattles off 11 or 12 games with points. We wrote off the St. Louis Blues last year, and we all know how that story turned out. So I think they got a tough road to make the playoffs, the Buffalo Sabres, but I'm not going to sit here and say they're not making it.
We've seen stranger things happen, right? Like you mentioned the Blues.